Hello and welcome to this week's Hit Subscribe Facebook Live. My name is Erin Bies and I'm Hit Subscribe's Director of Customer Success. What I mainly focus on, I'm client facing, so I work with Hit Subscribe's clients. And so today I'm going to be talking about what a client can expect while working with Hit Subscribe. So I'll be covering a few points, what a client can expect from our content, in our communication, and in the metric reporting that we do. So let's see. If you're new around here, one of the main things that we do is content for our clients. And one of the main forms of content that we do is blog posts. And so there's a lot more that goes into writing a good blog post than one might originally think. So it's not quite as easy just picking a title and writing a certain number of words. And so one of the first things that we do is planning, a planning stage for the content that we write for clients. And this stage, I think we talked about it before on this channel, but we use a standard kind of topic planning template that covers, that kind of has several different fields of what we need, the information that we need to capture in order to write a successful blog post, or whether it's a white paper or ebook. We want to make sure that we're capturing that information up front. And so, yeah, one of the other reasons that we take the planning stage of content seriously is because we want to make sure that we're understanding our clients' goals and KPIs. We don't want to just be writing a blog post just because. We want to make sure that we understand how the client will be getting readers to the posts that we're writing for them. And so basically it gives us a chance to make sure that we're writing a successful blog post for our clients. Or if it's white paper, we want to make sure that we understand their goals. It's the same thing kind of applies there. Another thing that I wanted to mention too is what a client can expect is that all of our authors are techies, and so we're in the tech space, and something that's important in the space is making sure that we're writing authentic technical content. And so we hire authors that are techies and engineers, and so they are kind of on the ground in the space, and most of them have full-time jobs, and so they're doing this writing for us kind of as a side hustle. And so all that to say is that our authors most of the time are our client's audience, and so they know how to speak to the audience in an authentic way. And so that's something that's important. And then so going back after the planning stage, we have time for drafting the posts, and so we give about at least a week to our authors, depending on when the piece of content was scheduled, in order to do the drafting. And then after the drafting time, we have an editorial process that all of our content goes through. And we have an awesome editorial team, and so they work with our authors, regardless of whether or not they have English as a first language, to make sure that all of our content's up to a certain level of quality. And that takes a week, and so it goes through the initial edit, author review, and back to final editorial review. And then from there, it gets passed off to our quality assurance, where we have a list of things that we're checking for each of our clients, just to it's good to have another set of eyes on a piece of content before it gets delivered to our clients, which is most often on Fridays. And so yeah, that's kind of like a little bit of an overview of what a client can expect from our process when it comes to the content. And so then another thing I wanted to touch on was what a client can expect when it comes to communication. And so we are a 100% remote company, and so we do some on-site visits with clients, but most of the time we're doing our communication with clients remotely. And so I know the world right now is getting a taste for what that remote work is like, but for us, we're doing a lot of communication through email, and so whenever a client emails us, we want to respond in a timely manner, so we're responding to those within 24 hours on business days. So that's something that's important to us and that a client can expect. And then another thing that we like to do is have client check-in calls. These are typically happen about once a month. And it just gives us a chance to learn more about client goals, listen to their feedback, answer any questions that they might have. And then a few things that we could go over on a typical client check-in call would be like what's going well, what could improve, different ways that we could help our clients based on things that might be coming up, like any releases that they have, any conferences that they might want live blogging for, things like that. as well as any challenges that they're facing, and just kind of an update on goals because those change over time, as well as any new things that we want to capture in our client dossiers that we have on file. And so, yeah, and then another thing that we do in our check-in calls is cover metrics. And so that brings me to another point of what I want to cover, what clients can expect in our reporting. And so we use a tool called Ahrefs to monitor how a client's site is doing and how their content is performing. And we also use analytics, Google Analytics, if we have access to that. And so in Ahrefs, we're able to get an estimate of organic traffic, see the organic traffic trend, organic traffic value, number of ranking keywords, and then we also check in for domain authority and how the performing posts are going. And oftentimes our clients' KPIs are relating to how posts are performing in organic traffic. So they're targeting specific keywords and wanting to see, ideally, to get on the first page in the top three, the three results on the search engine results page. And so, yeah, that's all of that to say that a client can expect, like when we're working with them, that we're wanting to kind of keep a pulse on how clients' content is performing, and if it's hitting the KPIs that we set for the piece of content that we're writing for them, for our clients. Yeah, so I think that's everything that I wanted to cover, just to kind of hope that was helpful to give a little bit of an overview of what a client can expect while working with us. If you have any comment or questions, you can leave them in the comments and we'll get back to you. But yeah, thanks for watching and have a good rest of your Thursday. Bye.